Dokładnie 10 lat.
Exactly 10 years we waited for this first place on the podium. Listen, I am so happy.
Donald Tusk.
Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk is euphoric. The question is whether his victory will turn out to be Pyrrhic. If one converts the official percentage results of the elections to the Euro Parliament seats into seats in the Polish Parliament, the winner turns out to be Law and Justice. Added to this is the very good result of the Confederation, at more than 50 seats. We overtook the third way ahead of the left. This is a very important success for the Polish political scene, showing that the ideological right is able to attract new voters, that Poles do not want to reward the politically correct party going to the left to the end. If there had been elections to the same yesterday, the left would have barely crossed the electoral threshold. We have 3.5 years to rebuild trust, the kind we had in 2019 when we went to the parliament. The third way, which won only 6.9% of the vote, falling short of the 8% electoral threshold for the coalition, would not be in parliament. Why are the third way's results worse? Well, TV Republica's lies certainly had their effect here. We appreciate the proficiency of this station, but PSL Third Way is in trouble because yesterday's results mean that they did not bring their MPs to the village. The right, that is Law and Justice, along with the Confederation in the Sejm, would have had 251 seats, while Tusk and his appendages would have had 209. Right-wing parties, parties of the extreme right, their characteristic is that they give very easy answers to very difficult questions that are before us today. Tusk's appendages must also reflect on the change between the autumn elections last year and yesterday's. In 8 months alone, the right gained nearly 6 percentage points. The coalition lost more than 3. On top of that, there is huge friction in the coalition that Tusk leads. If the third way does not make it clear that we have a coalition government, not a Donald Tusk government, then let it disband and forget about the project. Law and Justice wishes to find a solution to return to first place among political parties. What is needed is a white-red front. This white-red front will certainly eventually come into being, and it is this front, in addition to our other actions, that will bring us victory. Polls also point to this. A Law and Justice coalition with Confederation is the only chance to remove Tusk from power. I, for a long time, not only do not attack the Confederation, despite the fact that I myself have been attacked by them more than once, but I think that for the good of Poland it is worthwhile to agree beyond certain disagreements and misunderstandings, and this is how I treat our potential partners from the Confederation. They also have really very good ideas. Law and Justice has something to think about. We were hoping for a first place on the podium. Lessons will have to be learned from this. But which ones, of course, it's too early to make predictions now, as results are needed for that. The question is how the final result was affected by the arrangement of the lists. Did Jarosław Kaczyński, by putting up such strong lists in one district with many strong names, instead of strengthening these lists, actually strengthen the divisions within the party? In many regions, I think this is indeed what happened, that instead of uniting the right, there were conflicts undermining each other internally. This does not serve the party, which is in a difficult situation. There was also a lack of good communication with voters, hence the lower turnout in the southeast, where Law and Justice traditionally has the highest support. The problem of the electorate of Law and Justice is not that they got offended and went elsewhere, because in a small way a little went to the Confederation, but these are small numbers, about 250,000 votes. 40-something% of the electorate stayed home compared to the previous elections because no one asked them to vote. This mistake was not made by the Civic Coalition. Adrian Borecki, TV Republica.